Welcome back to the daily crypto market update. BTC confirmed a third TBO breakout on yesterday's candle close. I want us all to pause for a minute. This signal right here will mark a point in history that everyone will look back and say, crap, I should have bought more. Can't tell you what to do. I've already bought. I bought another stack of BTC down here at 77K. I'm sitting pretty on my position, but having a breakout cluster on the daily time frame, not perfect 3 in a row, but man, oh man, is this pretty close. Just thank me later. I'm hoping it's not an Eric Trump kind of thank me later post, but guys, the last several times we've seen TBO breakout clusters like this, we saw moves of 40 to 50% happen over 38 days to 40 days. Right there, going back over here. This one was 40% over 30 days. This one was about 38% over 65 days. Note it's not a cluster. This one is at the very top right here. This is after the bull rally. Even though we have a pullback, it still goes up about 33%, 71 days later. And it doesn't end there. We can actually go back farther. We can see it back over here, and this is after disastrous price action. Even there, it goes up 19%. Even here, goes up 30% from there. And of course, my ultimate favorite one is back over here, where we saw the massive 400% increase. Now, the one thing we do need to keep in mind is location. The fact that this TBO breakout is happening right at resistance is actually a really positive thing. Note how strongly BTC got smacked down yesterday. Wick to wick, top to the drop, about -4%, almost -5%, but we still closed the TBO breakout. Why? That's how the algorithm works. So this is actually pretty decent. The one thing that's different about the TBO cloud right now is that not all 4 lines are independently pointing up, like back over here, like back over here. We're really more like this back over here in October 2023, which was, to be honest, which is an amazing time to be trading BTC. So there's really nothing to freak out or panic about right now. And also price action back here was also like, we got the breakouts. Where's the price action? Price action followed. Price action followed big time right here. Again, 108% over 130 days. Now, I don't know if we're necessarily going to get that kind of move, but we've seen, again, 30 to 40 to 50% from the breakouts. So a 40, we'll just say 30% move puts us up at 139K. 40% puts us up to about 150K. And of course, like 100 something or other percent puts us up to 200 something K. I don't think that's happening. Again, my target, my happy top target right now is like $173,000, which is about 63, we'll just say 60% above the current price. Now, time-wise, I am expecting that to happen way over here in November, which we're still many moons away from this. We're still basically half a year away from that. So I'm okay with us going higher, believe me. The main thing that Bitcoin needs to do right now, the main challenge it has right now, is to push not just above this local high that just got put in yesterday at 107,000. It really needs to push above our all-time high here at 109,000, really like 110K. I don't think it's going to be that hard, to be honest. And once it does, we're going to be in price exploration mode. And once we see that happen, then we're looking at our initial target of 121K, maybe 140K. And interestingly enough, if we measure this out, that's about 30%, which seems reasonable. And I think if we have another push up higher to about 139K, most people, by the way, won't be able to keep up. They're going to be doubting the rally. A lot of bears who have already been shorting have been burned so many times. If you've been watching my videos and following along with me, you should know that we've been macro bearish for this entire period, even from the drawdown from January down here to April, this 28% drawdown. It wasn't fun. but it doesn't change my thesis or my expectations for this year being a top year. And a top year meaning that we're going to be making a new top. And that means that next year is the bottom year. So once we break out above $107,000 and going up higher, and we're cleared for liftoff right here, guys. Like there's literally nothing to complain about. Everything is looking fantastic. This is just the calm before the storm. This is letting us know, hold on to your britches, ladies and gents. And I know I just said britches. That's how excited I am. So that's the key word, britches. All right, let's keep going. Ethereum also experienced a little bit of volatility yesterday, falling wick to wick -7%. This is a good example of the multiple factor effect. In that Bitcoin falling 5%, that means we're going to see coins fall anywhere between 1.2 to 2.5 times, maybe 3 times more. So Bitcoin fell 5%. We saw Ethereum do a little bit more than that. That's normal. But note that Ethereum actually closed up green. Yesterday, Bitcoin didn't close up green. I still think Ethereum is a good play. I think Ethereum should be able to perform well. Even the daily volume continues to outperform the moving average. We're not seeing it rocket up higher yet, but we are seeing FBTC is winning. I don't have that queued up, but it is. Even though it's had a pullback from the 236, it's not really that huge of a pullback. And where did the price pull back to? I just want to rub it in, because I literally posted a video about this over the weekend, this idea of the TBO springboard bounce. Literally right there, it wicked right into it. Guys, I'm not saying it's easy, because it's not easy to buy in the pullback, but at least we have a target range. And now it's up about 5% from there. I think Ethereum's going to continue to do well. I think it will outperform Bitcoin in the short term, mainly because it's still massively oversold. It's looking great on the weekly. It will look even better when weekly RSI gets above 70. Oh, and by the way, if you've been watching and paying attention, 2 weeks ago, BTC weekly RSI went above 70. All of you in the Better Traders Club, you knew it first, because I was super excited about this, because I said, and I quote, once weekly RSI gets above 70, this is a green light for further bullish continuation. This is all good. Everything looks amazing right now. So anyone who's freaking out or panicking, you put in too much size, just chill, buy the dip. This is still 100% buy the dip territory, in my opinion. Now, because we saw more volatility for BTC yesterday, of course, we saw a little bit of a scam wick to the upside for stablecoin dominance. But gasp, where did it head toward? The TBO fast line. Of course, that's the first touch. It's still strong bearish. We're not inside of the cloud. Now, what I want to see next is this lower line, which is the TBO slow line. I want to see this line do this I want to see it flatten out and then curl downward. So right now we have the fast, the medium fast, and medium slow all pointing down, but the slow line will take the longest time because it's the slowest moving average, but it still looks great. Bitcoin dominance, gasp. Oh no, look at that. Had a weak close yesterday. Today it's starting red, but we literally just started today's candle about 17 minutes ago as of the filming in this video. So it's not really something we can go, oh, look, it's falling. But I'm expecting Bitcoin dominance to actually fall down. Now, if we see BTC push up to new all-time highs, we will see Bitcoin dominance shoot back up here to about 65K. But ideally, I want to see it do a lot of this, chop, chop, chop. And we're seeing dominance get slurped up right now by Ethereum dominance, which is wild. It's not going to top 10. It's not going to others. It's going to Ethereum dominance, which is insane considering how brutally this has been oversold for such a long time. Even now, look at this. There's a great recovery on the day so far. Now, others, this is exciting. On the 4-hour time frame, this is going to set up the rest of the video really well today. So you see this little triangle right there? This is called TBT Divergence. This is available in the pro tier of the Better Traders Club, which the link for this is down below in the description. So the pro tier is the most expensive tier, but you get all the goods there, including TBT Divergence Indicator. Now, this is actually the signal indicator that we use for the TBT signals, for my old top 10 signals, DeFi signals, for all of you OG people that have been following me for a long time. This is the same signal. So I have all the configurations for the TBT signals. So you can run it on anything you want. You can play with it. You can use it and superimpose it. And there's This is an amazingly fun and effective bot trading signal. But the purpose of TBT divergence is to identify when we're seeing a bullish or bearish divergence. And when it's green like this below the price, it's a bullish divergence signal. When it's pink and above, this is a bearish divergence signal. The main thing we need to keep in mind when we see these signals is what's the direction of the slow line. The slow line is for the TBO right here, and it's the slowest moving average of the four: fast, medium, slow, slow. So when we see bearish TBT divergence signals, yes, those are bearish, but if we see that the slow line is pointing up, like it is right here, actually, that's a much better drawing. Oh, those art classes sure are paying off. It's not as scary or as believable because these are bearish signals. I don't look at this and go, oh no, this is terrible, because what's the direction of the slow line? Now, I'm telling you this right now on purpose because the rest of the video is going to be focusing a lot on this. So with that in mind, looking at the TBO slow line right now, it is still mostly moving up. If we see a flat, that's not too flat. Let me see. Flat, there we go. TBO slow line, and we get a TBT bullish divergence signal, it's good. If we get one of these TBT bullish divergence signals and the slow line is pointing up, that's really good. But it's letting us know that the macro trend is up, which is really awesome because this is giving us a buy the dip signal. So I expect others' market cap to shoot back up here, another 10%. Easy, 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 easy. Now, I have a lot of other things I want to share with you, but again, I want to go back over here just to talk to you about the Better Traders Club and why we have the Better Traders Club. So we have courses, of course, at the Better Traders. We have 15 Minutes to Financial Freedom, Mastering Passive Income, The Smarter Trader. I also have a new course that's on Mastering Assets, which is a partnership with Kitco, as in Kitco Media. So this course is for beginners into cryptocurrency. If you've never ever invested in crypto, this is a great course for you. If you are more of a trader, the Better Traders Club and our courses are going to be a better asset for you. So yes, you don't have to go full on in the TBT divergence indicator and to get all this stuff that's in the pro. Most people, when they start out, just start with the starter. You can be a crypto cheapo and it's totally okay. If you want access to the TBO indicator and a lot of other stuff like the watch lists, like trade setups, all that stuff, then join the trader tier. But I think it's important to talk about that before we move forward because it's going to help to frame all of this that I'm talking about today well. Now, if you remember yesterday's price action, yesterday was looking quite bearish because BTC had this pullback and a lot of the market freaked out. Whereas if you look at it differently, the market was giving us a lot of different opportunities to buy the dip. Now, XRP continues to struggle with long-term overhead resistance. Yes, we've had a couple days closed above. You've heard me talk about this over and over. What is the macro trend for XRP? Well, on the daily time frame, the TBO has a confirmed open long. This lets us know that even if we have a rip up higher and we have a pullback, the trend is still macro bullish. It's a confirmed uptrend. When we look at the TBO cloud, which is basically the mass. Actually, let me hide. Here we go. It's the mass right here. So it looks like this funny whale shape, right? So the TBO cloud is still pretty flat, but down here, it's slowly starting to curl upward. That's a good sign that we're going to see some bullish upside continuation. In order for that to really change for XRP, in order for it to be really bullish, XRP has to close above overhead resistance, ideally above here, 266, and move on its way up higher. Now, with this whole concept of this breakout confirmed, TBO breakouts on the daily time frame are going to be bullish for everything. Everything will follow. It might take time for everything to follow Bitcoin. Bitcoin typically leads first, but with that in mind, XRP should be able to break above this level and head back up here to TBO resistance at about 320. Aave, we've been following this one for a long time. Yesterday, it actually closed up 6%, and now it's above the 618 Fibonacci level, which is huge. Look at the volume coming into this chart. This is an amazingly strong chart. Look at on-balance volume ticking up higher, forcing the moving average to go up higher. The price has been above the cloud now, and it's now headed towards 376. It's going to be going up another 50% from here. So just keep your eyes on this chart. It's also heading into 70 and higher on RSI on the weekly time frame, which confirms a strong bullish uptrend, just like for BTC. Ronin, Remember this one from yesterday? I said, well, whenever we get an open long, it doesn't really feel like this was a really good signal until later on. So we saw the price retrace back to the TBO fast line. So far, it's up 10% from there. It's just getting started. I still think we could have some whippiness going right back into it, but we're going to be following this chart to see how well does the TBO catch this entry for a long position on Ronin. Jito, this one on the daily time frame confirmed a TBO open long. It's a little triangle right here, not to be confused with TBT Divergence, which are much bigger triangles right there. It's a great sign. Now, these other ones, I have a lot of them today. These are not for open longs. These are actually for short-term signals. On the 4-hour time frame, TBT Bullish Divergence signals. On ADA, on Link, there's 2 of them. And pay attention to the ones that have 2. HBAR, 2. Pi has 1. I'm going to pause here for a second because this one has had a massive pump. If you remember, this one shot up almost 200% over the course of 4 days, and it fell and lost how much of its value? Something crazy, 58% of its value. If you ever want to look for a reversal signal, this is it. It's the 4-hour, and if we take and we apply what I just said about the TBO slow line, and we zoom in and look at it, is the TBO slow line rocketing up higher? No. But is it at least flat and kind of moving higher? Yes. So that means this is a really good reversal signal. We could still see Pi slip down a little bit, but this is a really good bounce. I would not look at this chart and go, oh, I really want to aim for the tippity top of this move. I think it's really foolish and selfish is the wrong word, greedy to aim for 100% plus. So I think looking at this, just taking profit here, taking some profit there and calling it good is reasonable for Pi. Uniswap has 2 TBT Bullish Divergence signals. Aptos has 2. TIA has 2. Say has 2. Bera has 2. And I just want to toot my own horn just a little bit and to show you, here we go. So we have a nice long entry here for the Better Traders Club, ended in a perfect 25% trade. Now we're basically looking at a similar story. I saw a nice bounce of support, even though the price went against us by about 21%, it still hit our 25% take profit target. And yes, I'm circling this on purpose to show you the TBT divergence signals when they're close together in a cluster. That's a really good signal for a reversal. Or if it's bullish, that's a really good signal for a bullish reversal. Look at that move right there. So I don't expect a move right up to that exact amount. Looking maybe here for 23% from the current price, I think that's pretty easy. Trust Wallet. Now this one is interesting because it has a thicker green tab right there. That's not a mistake. That's actually part of how this works. That's the bullish cluster. So a cluster has to do with how many of these are happening in a certain time frame. So if we have more than 3 of these happening within 6 candles, it's going to turn one into a cluster. So what's a cluster? I love clusters. These let me know when there should be a very bullish outcome. We have clusters for the TBO breakouts on the TBO Pro, which I never show because that's reserved for our advanced courses. But we also have clusters that are used here for the TBT Bullish Divergence signals, which let us know that we should see an explosive move to the upside as a result. ACT. This one did not have a cluster, but notice how many we had over here before the price pumped up 70%. We only have 1 so far, but this one is seeing a lot of activity right now. I still don't like it. I don't trust the chart. It's still bearish to me, but we are seeing RSI moving up a little bit. We're not seeing volume catch up yet, but we are seeing on the 4-hour some signals that we could see another move up 30% or so. Now we have a couple of charts we need to watch out for on the daily time frame, and these have the inverse of the bullish divergence signals. This is a TBT bearish divergence signal from the TBT divergence indicator. Now, what did we just talk about in terms of the slow line? So if the slow line is moving up, that means that we should have a bullish outcome for these. It doesn't always happen. And we see this happening like this, and we're seeing the price chug lower. Both of these were not right. So it's okay, that happens. Now we have one right here, a TBT bearish divergence signal, and the slow line is pointing down. It's angling slightly lower. We do have 3 lines, the fast, medium, fast, and medium slow lines all pointing up. But I'm looking at this going, we might get a little bit of a knockback on this. We might see a little bit of a rejection. But to be honest, we'll also see these on a huge uptrend. We'll see this not just on SUI, we've seen this on Bitcoin as well on the daily time frame. When we have a nice move higher, we will see these, and it's letting us know Well, we should be seeing some chop or a little bit of a pullback, but we can still continue to see the price move up higher. So don't look at this and go, oh no, it's over for Sui. It's going to go down from here. No, but it's letting us know before we see a TBO close long, the blue diamonds, you might want to consider taking some profits. That's going to be the next symbol we're going to see. Pepe, this one also just confirmed a TBT bearish divergence signal on the daily time frame. The slow line is pointing down a lot, which I don't like, but it has moved up quite a bit. And again, we're going to see these happen before we see a TBO close long. Radium also confirmed one of these with a slow line pointing down. Again, it's not the best signal because, best as in it's still kind of not a great signal, to be honest. We could see Radium fall down. However, we are looking at Bitcoin. We are seeing this bullish divergence. We're seeing this TBO breakout cluster on the daily time frame. That is leading me to believe that we should see a really nice move for BTC moving forward. Now, again, I want to remind you, yes, we have great options here for you at the Better Traders Club. I have an intro course available for you at masteringassets.com. We have a lot of resources and tools for you. The best thing you can do after this video is to watch the video. It's going to pop up right here that talks about the TBO springboard bounce technique using the TBO as a buy the dip target for when the price has a pullback. So until the next time, you know what to do. Stay awesome and stay in the green. Peace.